The Russian bobsledder Alexander Zubkov carried his country's flag during the opening ceremony of the 2014 Sochi Olympics. Zubkov, a two-time gold medalist who now serves as president of his country's bobsled federation, was stripped of his 2014 gold medal and barred from the sport for life on Friday, one of four more Russian athletes sanctioned in an ongoing doping investigation. HumphreyAssociated Press GENEVA, as four more Russians were disqualified on Friday for doping at the Sochi Olympics. The president of the International Olympic Committee, Thomas Bach, told critics not to put pressure on his executive board before a key decision next month on Russia's participation at the Pyeongchang Games. Alexander Zubkov, a two-time bobsled gold medalist, was removed from the 2014 records in the latest round of verdicts from an i.o.c. panel prosecuting individuals caught in a program to cover up doping and tamper with tainted samples. Zubkov, who now serves as president of the Russian Bobsled Federation, was disqualified and barred for life from the Olympics, along with the speed skater Olga Fatkulina, who won silver in the 500 meters. Russia originally topped the medals table in Sochi, but the latest cases dropped it to 9 gold medals, fewer than Norway and Canada. In total medals, Russia now has 24, behind the United States, Norway and Canada. 14 Russians have been disqualified this month, with 9 medals lost. Hours before the penalties were announced, Bach's comments in a keynote speech to European Olympic officials, highlighting that Olympic medalists were involved in attacking the integrity of the Games, signaled a possible shift toward barring Russian athletes from Pyeongchang. Bach will oversee an i.o.c. board meeting on Dec. 5 which could bar Russia's team from the Pyeongchang Games in February as punishment for its state-sponsored doping effort at the Sochi Olympics in 2014. Long seen as Russia's ally, Bach seemed to confirm that position this month when he criticized unacceptable demands for a total ban while 2 Olympic panels investigate a suspected doping conspiracy. However, in his speech on Friday, Bach cautioned against those, from whichever side, who seek to influence the i.o.c. Some may try to build pressure, he told European Olympic officials meeting in Zagreb, Croatia. They will be wrong. The International Olympic Committee president, Thomas Bach, warned outsiders not to try to pressure his committee as it weighs a decision on the eligibility of Russian athletes for the 2018 Pyeongchang Games. Mihal says Agence France Presse, Getty Images. Russian officials this month threatened not to televise the Pyeongchang Games, and also to block the release of players from clubs in the Moscow-based Continental Hockey League. The KHL warning came from the league president, Dmitry Chernyshenko, who previously served as the head of the Sochi Organizing Committee. The i.o.c. is facing the same politicized decision over Russia as it did before the Rio de Janeiro Olympics. In July 2016, Bach's board did not impose a blanket ban on Russia after the investigator Richard McLaren published his first report into the Sochi doping program less than 3 weeks before the opening ceremony. Instead, the i.o.c. let individual sports governing bodies lead the decision-making. Bach was seen at the time as prioritizing Russian athletes' rights to compete in what proved a chaotic period of urgent legal cases based on McLaren's interim report. The investigation report published last December went even deeper into the Russian doping program, and beyond winter sports. The important difference this time, Bach said on Friday, was that accused Russian athletes have had due legal process and a fair hearing from the i.o.c. Now it is about what happened at the Olympic Winter Games Sochi 2014. Now it is about us, Bach told leaders of European national Olympic bodies. Now it is about the integrity of the Olympic Games. Now it is about what happened at Olympic Games in a laboratory of the Olympic Games. What happened with Olympic athletes? What happened with Olympic medalists? This is what we have to bear in mind when I say that we will make a fair decision. Zubkov, Russia's flag bearer at the opening ceremony in Sochi, did not immediately respond to a request for comment about his lifetime ban, but he has been critical of the i.o.c. On Thursday. He told the Russian newspaper Sport Express that i.o.c. suspensions for other Russian athletes were a joke. Bobsled athletes who could be upgraded by the i.o.c. include the United States driver Stephen Holcomb, who placed third in the Twommen and Foreman events but died unexpectedly in his sleep 6 months ago. Swiss and Latvian crews are in line for gold medals. Also disqualified and expelled from the Olympics on Friday were the women's bobsledder Olga Stulneva and the men's speed skater Alexander Rumyantsev. They did not win medals. The Russian Skating Federation said it would appeal the speed skater's suspensions at the Court of Arbitration for Sport.